Hi there, this is Benji Portnoy from SavorMyLife.com, and here we are on day 3. Today we're focusing on cuisine, and more specifically, we're focusing on beer. Who doesn't like beer? But this isn't just about going to the bar and ordering a bunch of Bud Light or Michelob Ultra. This particular thing we're going to talk about today has to do with the different types of beer, kind of a primer on what they are, how it's produced. We're not going to get into too much detail, but at least enough that when you go out to a bar, you can kind of order with a little more education and know what you're getting and be able to appreciate it a little more. So let's get started. At its foundation, beer is made from 4 different ingredients: water, hops, which is a flower in the cannabis family, and we talk about that, but that's kind of a different topic altogether. That's a different video. The other 2 are yeast and some type of grain, such as barley or rye or wheat. When it comes to water, water is responsible for the volume in beer and some of the taste. When it comes to the minerals in the specific water, you get water in different regions. It can really make it taste different. Hops also have to do with the bitterness, and depending when it's added, it can also add to the aroma. Now, grains are very important because they affect taste, color, sugar content, and when it comes down to it, the longer a grain is roasted, the more it affects the taste in the body. Chocolate stout isn't really chocolate at all. It can be kind of confusing. It's just beer that's had its grains roasted to a dark brown chocolate color. So beers tend to fall into 2 categories. Number 1 is ales, and number 2 is lagers. Let's focus on lagers first. A lager includes pilsners and bocks and most American beers, everything like Budweiser and Rolling Rock. It's the most popular, widely produced one, or at least the most widely produced one in the States. Generally lighter in color, kind of more pale or golden brown. When the yeast that goes into it sinks to the bottom, and that's why they call it a bottom fermenting beer. It takes longer to actually make it for it to develop, but it stores longer without any refrigeration. It's typically a less complex, crisper, just easy to drink beer. That's why it's so popular, and you can find it all over the place. Focusing on ales, that's everything from pale ales to stouts, porters, wheat beers, and they tend to be a little bit darker in color, anything from red to brown to black, like we talked about, a chocolate color. The yeast stays on top of the beer, and it matures. Its characteristics are it matures for shorter periods, but you can do it at higher temperatures. So that was important as it was being developed hundreds and thousands of years ago. Generally, they're higher in alcohol content and they're more robust. There's more body, and they're more complex, different tastes than lagers. There are all types of different beers. I recommend you go to the bar and just start trying different ones. Maybe get a ride home at that point. Also, nothing goes better with beer, well, with some beer, than pizza. And free vegetarian pizza recipes guide. Should have gotten an email with it. If not, go to savormylife.com/pizza. And we'll talk to you tomorrow on day 4. Thanks a lot.